Hello, good evening, students. Today we are going to study the second poem from our book, First Flight, that is titled Fire and Ice. It's also written by Robert Frost. We read yesterday the first poem, that is Dust of Snow, written by Robert Frost, and this is also written by Robert Frost. And if we talk about Robert Frost, then he is an American poet, lived and worked between 1874 till 1963. He got many awards, many rewards, many recognition in America. He got an American Art Award, American Laureate, and very, very important is Pulitzer Prize, which is given in the field of literature. So he is a renowned poet. His poetry, which is very famous, that is The Road Not Taken, Fire and Ice, and many other. If we talk about the theme of this poem, then the theme of this poem is destruction of the world, or the end of the world, either by fire or by ice. Let's discuss about the keywords. So the keyword, the new word for you would be perish. Perish means die, decay, destroy, come to an end. And second word is suffice, which means to be sufficient, to be enough. Poetic devices, if we talk here, used, that is enjambment. Again, here in this poem also enjambment is used. What's enjambment? Continuation of a sentence or a phrase to the second line or third line without any punctuation or full stop. Metaphor. So the poet has used fire and ice metaphorically. Fire and ice represent desire and hatred. Alliteration also is used in the poem, that is world will end and those who favor fire. So here also alliteration. Then rhyming scheme, if we talk about the rhyming scheme, then in the first stanza it is A B A A, and in second stanza it is B C B C B. Symbolism also is used here. The poet has used symbol of fire for desire and ice for hatred. And then imagery. Imagery is the poetic device where it appeals to our five senses. So when we hear the word fire, immediately a picture comes in our mind of fire. Ice, then the picture, the image of ice. So even the imagery poetic device has been used here. All right. So let's read this poem line by line, stanza by stanza. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. So the poet wonders, and he says that some people say that this world will end in fire. And remember, fire here represents what? Desire, ambition, craziness of the people, madness of the people, passion of the people. So some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. Ice here represent hatred, cold behavior of the people, indifference to someone. So if we talk about the poetic device, here you would see some say and some say repeated in two consecutive line. So poetic device anaphora is also used here. Another poetic device, that is anaphora, repetition of two or more than two words in two consecutive line, that is anaphora. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. There is also enjambment. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. And the poet says that what I have experienced from desire, from ambition, I also favor, I also support those people, those who say that the world will end by fire. So the poet also is of the opinion that the world will end in fire. That's by ambition, by ambitious people, by desire, by passion. So in favor fire, that is alliteration is used. F sound, you can see it is being repeated. So that's it in the first stanza. Now let's move on to the second stanza. In the second stanza, the poet says, "But if it had to perish twice, but if there is any other alternative of the world to get an, I think I know enough of hate." So the poet says that I think enough, I think it very well that hate or coldness, cold behavior, indifference behavior to each other, it is available in plenty on the earth. That is the cause, that can be the cause of the end of the earth. To say that for destruction is ice is also great. And the poet says further that if the world has to end twice, if there is any other thing by which the world can end, that is hatred, that is ice, that is cold behavior, that is insensitivity, intolerance, indifference, coldness. So that would suffice, and that is sufficient for the end of the world. So, dear student, if we talk about the poetic device again, then symbolism is used here because the poet uses the word fire and ice, and fire represent desire, madness, ambition of the people, and ice represent hatred, cold behavior, indifference of the people. If we look around in the world, there are many people who are crazy, who are passionate. For example, if we talk about Kim Jong, then he is again a crazy man, ambitious man. If this we talk about coronavirus, then somebody, some scientist or someone who did this, again what? Why? Because of being indifferent to the world, because of his insensitivity to human being. So therefore, the poet emphasizes and he tells again and again that the world can end either in fire or in desire, and both these things are sufficient for ending of the world. So the message the poet wants to give here, he says that love, compassion, equality, it can help mankind establish peace. So we must love each other, we must learn to remain in peace, and too much of desire and coldness can bring end to the world. So that's it about the poem. We have finished it. We can discuss the questions and answer of it tomorrow in the next class. Okay, dear students, if anybody has any doubt, any confusion, you can discuss with me. Read the poem again and you can get back to me. Okay, till then, goodbye. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.